3 miles beneath the freezing waters of the Pacific Ocean lies a secret the Soviet Union wanted to bury forever. In 1968, a Soviet nuclear missile submarine mysteriously sank. The Kremlin searched for months, found nothing, and abandoned their dead. But the CIA, they never stopped looking. What followed was the most audacious, expensive, and classified heist in human history. A $350 million lie cloaked in corporate secrecy, designed to steal a nuclear submarine right out from under the enemy's nose. Welcome to the Dark Vortex. Tonight, we are diving into the abyss of Project Azorian, the day the United States built a giant mechanical claw to steal the Soviet Union's deadliest secrets. Subscribe, because reality is much darker than they told you in school. February 24th, 1968. The Soviet ballistic missile submarine K-129 leaves its base in Kamchatka. Armed with 3 strategic nuclear missiles, its mission was to patrol the deep waters near Hawaii. It was a silent monster, capable of erasing American cities from the map in a matter of minutes. But on March 8th, the submarine went completely dark. No radio signals, no emergency beacons. A multi-ton nuclear leviathan had simply vanished into the void of the North Pacific. The Soviet leadership panicked. For 2 long months, the Soviet Navy deployed a massive task force. Dozens of warships, submarines, and long-range aircraft crisscrossed the frozen sea, desperately dropping sonar buoys. But they were blind. The ocean floor is a vast, pitch-black graveyard, and the Kremlin had no concept of where their ship had gone down. By May 1968, exhausted, humiliated, and low on resources, the Soviet Union gave up. They declared the K-129 and its 83 crew members lost at sea. They abandoned their ghosts. But across the ocean, in Langley, Virginia, the CIA was watching every single move. The Americans had a secret weapon the Soviets completely ignored: SOSUS. The sound surveillance system, an invisible, massive network of underwater microphones wired across the ocean floor to track enemy movements. On March 8th, the exact day of the disappearance, SOSUS had captured a distinct, terrifying sound. A sharp acoustic anomaly followed by a violent series of hollow metallic implosions. The CIA didn't just know the K-129 had sunk, they had calculated its exact coordinates down to a single nautical mile. To confirm it, they sent the USS Halibut, a highly classified spy submarine. Deep in the freezing dark, the Halibut's remote cameras found the wreckage. The K-129 was lying 3 miles down, broken in half, and its nuclear missiles were still intact inside the shattered silos. To steal a 1,750-ton Soviet submarine from 5,000 meters beneath the surface, you cannot just sail a rescue ship and drop an anchor. The prize was invaluable: top-secret naval codebooks, cryptographic equipment, and Soviet nuclear warhead technology. The ultimate intelligence jackpot. But the extraction was an engineering impossibility. No ship in human history had ever lifted more than a few hundred tons from such depths. Worse, a standard military salvage operation would be spotted instantly by Soviet spy trawlers patrolling the area. It would trigger World War III. The CIA didn't need a bigger fleet. They needed a ghost. The plan was pure madness. But how do you construct a one-of-a-kind, multi-million-dollar salvage ship without the Soviet Union asking questions? You don't hide the ship. You hide the truth behind it. And for that, the CIA turned to the ultimate phantom, Howard Hughes, an eccentric billionaire, a massive defense contractor, and a man so obsessed with privacy that he ruled his corporate empire from a darkened penthouse in Las Vegas. He was a fierce anti-communist, and he was the perfect corporate shield for a black-budget operation. The project was codenamed Azorian. In 1972, Hughes announced to the world a groundbreaking commercial venture. He was building a state-of-the-art deep-sea mining vessel, the Hughes Glomar Explorer. Its public mission? To harvest valuable manganese nodules from the ocean floor, a multi-billion-dollar corporate gamble. The international media swallowed the bait completely. Wall Street debated the economics. The Soviets watched and saw nothing but capitalist greed and a billionaire's eccentric new hobby. In reality, Howard Hughes didn't spend a single dime. The entire operation was fully funded by Langley. The greatest heist in history had just been greenlit, disguised as a corporate lie. The Hughes Glomar Explorer was over 3 football fields long, weighing over 50,000 tons. But its entire commercial mining design was a massive illusion. The center of the ship featured an enormous hollow chamber called the moon pool. This was a secret, flooded bay inside the hull, hidden from Soviet satellites and passing ships by giant hydraulic bottom doors. Once the submarine was captured, it would be pulled inside this sanctuary, out of sight. But to reach 3 miles into the pitch-black abyss, they needed a hand. The CIA commissioned an ultra-secret contractor to build a colossal heavy-lifting device. Its official name was the Heavy Retrieval Vehicle, but the engineers nicknamed it Clementine. It was a massive mechanical claw made of high-strength alloy steel, featuring giant hydraulic arms designed to perfectly embrace the shattered hull of the K-129. To lower Clementine 3 miles down, cables were useless. They would snap under their own weight. Instead, they engineered an automated pipe string system, connecting section after section of heavy steel pipe, lowering the claw 1 inch at a time into the crushing pressure of the deep. July 1974. After years of secret construction and a staggering cost of $350 million, equivalent to nearly $2 billion today, the Glomar Explorer arrived at the target zone. The weather was brutal. Gale-force winds and towering waves battered the ship. But the real danger wasn't the ocean. It was the target on their back. The CIA knew that if the Soviet Navy discovered what was happening directly beneath them, they wouldn't hesitate to sink the vessel. Within days, the worst-case scenario materialized. A Soviet naval tugboat and a missile-tracking ship arrived, anchoring just thousands of yards away. The Soviets were highly suspicious. They deployed military helicopters to fly directly over the Glomar, taking high-resolution photographs of the deck. The American crew had to perform a meticulous theater routine, pretending to analyze mineral rocks on deck and laughing for the cameras. Meanwhile, just feet below the surface, inside the dark moon pool, Clementine was already moving, descending into the abyss, right under the enemy's nose. August 1st, 1974. 3 miles down, in pitch-black water where the pressure is enough to instantly crush a human body into liquid, Clementine made contact. The mechanical claw extended its giant steel fingers, dug into the mud, and gripped the broken hull of the nuclear submarine. On board the Glomar Explorer, tension was at a breaking point. The massive winches began to pull. Millions of pounds of tension strained the steel pipes. Slowly, Agonizingly, the K-129 left its graveyard. It was working. The heist was real. For days, the submarine was slowly lifted toward the surface. 1 mile, 2 miles, the prize was almost within reach. But at 9,000 feet, a catastrophic shudder ripped through the entire ship. Microscopic manufacturing defects under extreme pressure caused a critical failure. One of Clementine's massive steel arms fractured, snapping like a twig. The structural integrity of the damaged submarine failed. The K-129 broke apart. As the crew watched in horror on their monitors, 2/3 of the Soviet submarine, including the missile silos, the control room, and the coveted codebooks, tumbled back down, disappearing into the dark abyss forever. Only the bow section of the submarine remained in the claw's grip. It was hauled into the moon pool, and the giant bottom doors slammed shut. The CIA's haul was a mere fraction of what they risked everything for. The cryptographic codes were lost in the fall. But they didn't leave empty-handed. Inside the mangled bow, they recovered 2 nuclear-tipped torpedoes, invaluable sonar equipment, and the bodies of 6 Soviet sailors who had died in the initial 1968 sinking. In the absolute height of the Cold War, the CIA did something unprecedented. Out of deep respect for their fallen enemies, they prepared a formal military burial at sea for the 6 Soviet sailors. The bodies were placed in heavy metal coffins. A CIA officer fluent in Russian recited the traditional naval burial rites, and the coffins were lowered into the ocean under the Soviet hammer and sickle flag. The entire ceremony was filmed in secret. It was a bizarre moment of humanity, in an era defined by impending nuclear annihilation. The CIA planned a second mission to go back and harvest the rest of the wreckage. But they ran out of time. In early 1975, legendary investigative journalist Jack Anderson broke the story to the public. The billion-dollar illusion shattered overnight. The Kremlin was furious, but utterly humiliated that the Americans had stolen part of their sub right under their noses. When reporters demanded answers, the CIA invented a whole new legal strategy to protect national security. They issued a statement that is still used by governments worldwide today. We can neither confirm nor deny the existence of such operation. Project Azorian remains the most expensive, complex, and audacious intelligence operation of the 20th century. A monument to human madness, buried under 3 miles of water, masked by a billionaire's ghost. Thanks for watching The Dark Vortex. Sleep well if you can.